All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. Welcome to the Show Me FAFSA Challenge 2021-22 Introductory webinar. My name is Kara Britsky. I'm the FAFSA Outreach Coordinator and the one who kind of works with this challenge. We're going to go ahead and get started. If you do join after we've started, you will be muted on entry. You will not be able to unmute yourself. And if you have questions, please go ahead and ask them in the chat. There will be a brief Q&A at the very end. And this webinar is being recorded and will be posted on the webpage. If you have questions and you're watching this after it has been recorded, please feel free to send those to me. I'll put my contact information at the very end of the presentation. So what is the Show Me FAFSA Challenge? The Show Me FAFSA Challenge is a statewide FAFSA completion competition that's among all of the public high schools in Missouri. We started this competition in 2020, and we are continuing it for 2021, which we're really excited about. So what happens in this competition is that schools are competing with each other to win scholarship prizes, and those prizes can be awarded to one of their students in several categories. So as part of this challenge, we have a goal. We have a statewide goal of 55% of the class of 2022 filing their FAFSA by the end of the competition, which is April 1st. And to reach that, we're going to go through all of these guidelines that we have, just the way the competition is going to play out. And I really hope that it motivates you to help your students file the FAFSA so that you can win these scholarships. So participation by the schools. If you are a public high school in Missouri, you are automatically eligible and you are already entered into this competition. The schools have been sorted into groups by size based on population of 9th through 12th grade. The list of schools in each of those groups is going to be on our website, and that list will supersede any population fluctuations that happen throughout the year, just to kind of reduce confusion. We know that changes happen throughout the year, but the list that your school is on right now is where you will be throughout the competition, regardless of changes that happen. Here's the way that we've split it up. Here are the groups. Our first group is for 1 to 500 students. Just a note for this particular group: if your school has 5 or fewer seniors, your school will appear on the online tracker, but it's going to show no data. And that's just for security purposes. If this applies to you, please feel free to reach out to me and we can talk about solutions for you being able to see the numbers for your particular school. Our second group is for schools with 501 to 1,200 students. And then our last group is for schools with more than 1,200 students. And again, these are for grades 9 through 12 populations. So what are you competing for? Like, what is the competition about? We've got 4 different categories, and the first of those is just overall completion. So at the end of the competition on April 1st, the school with the highest total FAFSA completion percentage will be the winner. And if we have a tie, we'll do a random drawing between those tied schools. Our second category is most improved completion. So the winners in this category will be the schools that have the greatest percentage increase in FAFSA completion from April of last year to April of 2021 to April of 2022. And again, if there is a tie, then there will be a random drawing between the tied schools. Our third category is the greatest percentage of lowest income students filed. So what this means is that we will look at your total filers from your school, and the percentage of those students who are Pell Grant eligible will be your number for that. And again, if we have any ties in this category, there will be a random drawing. This is the category where we actually had several ties last year, and so we held drawings for those. So if you have questions about this one, obviously let me know. And then our fourth category is unique among the categories of this competition. So those first 3 schools don't have anything, don't have to do anything for those. We are automatically tracking that information. For this fourth category, though, this requires a little bit of effort on your part. So this is the Most Innovative Strategy Award. So we really want to reward creativity in FAFSA outreach strategies. We want to know what you're doing. We want to know the cool resources that you're developing for your students and their creative outreach and the events and the fun things that you've had planned. And we want to hear your successes. We want to hear what the challenges are. And so if you want to be considered for this award, there is a submission form that is online. It is on our Show Me FAFSA Challenge webpage, and it is due by April 1st of 2022. So there are a list of questions that you will have to answer, just kind of about what your strategies were, if they worked, any challenges you faced, things that you learned. You can go on our webpage and find the list of questions if you want to read them before you submit. And you can also share resources with us that you used. So if you have photos or you have a presentation that you want to share, you want to send us your social media outreach because it was so cool, you can absolutely do that, but they're not required. So please, if you're interested in this award, put in a submission. And we would love to hear about everything that you're doing. This category is also unique in that a panel of judges will review the submissions. There is a rubric for the scoring in this category that is also on the webpage, and you can find it there. I'll show you a little bit of that later. So in addition to these four categories where a school will win for each category in each school size group, there's a statewide drawing. So any school that reaches or exceeds our state goal of 55% that I mentioned at the beginning, any school that reaches that is automatically entered into a drawing. And then once you're in that drawing, if you're also a FAFSA Frenzy site coordinator, and you're also participating in the FAFSA completion project, you can get extra entries into this drawing. And we will do a drawing at the end of the whole competition based on anyone that qualifies. So there's only one of these awards. And so what are you competing for? I said that they were scholarships. So here's what those scholarships amounts are. So the winner in each category, in each school size group, will win a $750 scholarship. So there's a total of 12 of those, 4 categories, 3 size groups. And then our statewide drawing prize is a $1,000 scholarship. And again, there's only one of those that will be awarded. So once you've won, what happens? You have to tell us which student is going to get that scholarship. So you'll receive a winner notification email from me that lets you know that you won and in what category. And so once you receive that, your responsibility is to designate one of your graduating seniors who has filed a FAFSA and is attending an institution in Missouri in 2022. So they're graduating, they're going to a school in Missouri in the fall, and they filed a FAFSA. They can be the winner. There is an additional caveat for the greatest percentage of lowest income students filed category. The student that is designated to win that scholarship must also be Pell Grant eligible. So we do recommend that if you have a lot of students who meet these requirements, that you choose by a random drawing among those that are eligible. You can use a different selection method if you choose. Some schools have a scholarship committee or something of that sort, and that's okay. Just let me know what process you used when you send me your recipient's name. And if you don't have any students that meet the criteria, please also let me know that, because the prize will be awarded to the second place school in that category, or we're going to do the drawing again. And I need to know that in enough time to let that school know so that they can do kind of the same designation process. Once we have all the information, I will reach out to the students and verify their enrollment at the institution for fall of 22. And then The scholarship will be dispersed directly to their institution by our sponsors. So our sponsors for this challenge are the Missouri Scholarship and Loan Foundation and the Missouri College Access Network. They're providing the funds for these scholarships, and we cannot thank them enough for their support of this initiative and for all of the work that they've done to make it happen and to help it continue. So we do have a web page for this challenge. I've mentioned it a couple of times. So we're just going to go through it a little bit of it. So to get to it, there are a couple ways. So the first is visiting our main homepage, dhewd.mo.gov. Then click on Planning and Paying for College. Then click on Counselors and Teachers, and then click on Show Me FAFSA Challenge. Or you can type dhewd.mo.gov/FAFSA challenge into your web browser. So there's no space. And then that should take you to the web page. I definitely recommend that you bookmark the page so that you can reference it easily and get back to it. We are going to do a brief tour of our web page. So here's a screenshot of how the page looked. This was sometime last year, so this is not the page as it stands now. Right now, there's a banner for the webinar. So I wanted you to see as much of the content as possible. So it will look similar to this, just with the updated information. So first thing I want to point out is that one of the things that we have for you to help support your FAFSA completion efforts as a part of this challenge are some social media resources that you can post from your school and district accounts. So this is a social press kit. So once you go click there, you can find all sorts of ready-made, ready to post social media posts for you to post from your accounts to reach out to your students and parents with information about FAFSA. So we have posts that are directly related to this challenge, specifically for FAFSA, as well as posts for all of our Journey to College programs. You can download the complete guidelines in PDF form somewhere on this page. All of the text of that document is embedded into the page, but if you want to print it out, this PDF is going to be the easiest way for you to do that. We also have a Show Me FAFSA Challenge tracker. I'm going to do a little tour of that next, but to access it, just click on this image right here, and it will take you to the tracker so you can see where you are in the rankings. And then if you scroll down the page, it is a rather long page, so you will have to do some scrolling. But if you scroll down, that's where you're going to find the school group lists, which again will be PDFs, as well as the most innovative strategy submission form, as well as the guidelines for that particular category and the rubric for the scoring. So if you scroll down, it will be on the page. And then coming soon, I will post the recording of today's webinar. So look out for that as well if you would like to revisit this presentation. So a quick tour of the Show Me FAFSA Challenge tracker. As you can see, it's in a table format. So once you click on that link, it will take you to this page. And you can see that there are tabs along the top of this table, and that can take you to the places where each category is tracked. So it will default to the overall FAFSA completion percentage, and it defaults to being sorted top to bottom. So the winners, or the people that are in the lead, will be listed at the top, and then in descending order by percentage. You can resort by clicking on the headings of the columns, just like you can in most online tables. Also on the tabs, you have a year-to-year percentage change for that most improved completion category. You have your greatest percentage of lowest income students filed category, which is under Pell Rate. And then there is also just a table of the FAFSA completion history by high school. You can also filter these results. So when you go to each tab, it will automatically default to having all of the schools listed. If you would like to filter it by year, if you're interested in looking at a different year's results, or you're looking specifically in your history table and you want to check a couple years ago, you can sort by that. You can also filter by your school size group. So if you just want to see how you're doing against the other schools in your category, you can filter it by school size. And then you can also filter it directly by school district. So if you want to turn this into a competition against your rival school, you can absolutely do that by looking up their specific rating and then sharing with your students that, oh, we need to beat that other school. And that can be a great motivator. So you have the ability to, like I said, filter by school, filter by district. And then if you were to click on this Show Me FAFSA challenge tracker right now, it will have the results from the 2020-2021 competition. And we will update that as soon as we can. The FAFSA has just opened today, so we do not actually have any FAFSA data yet for this particular cycle. So as soon as we get that information coming in, we will update that tracker and it will be posted. Before I finish up, I want to share with you a couple of resources that the Missouri Department of Higher Education and Workforce Development has kind of related to FAFSA to help out with this. The first one I want to talk about is our Journey to College program. The Journey to College program focuses on the whole college access process. It has Apply Missouri, FAFSA Frenzy, and Decision Day. And if you're not already registered as a Journey to College site, I highly, highly recommend registering to host one or all of these events. Registering as a site gives you access to free resources to help you promote a college-going culture at your school. And it also provides you with our site coordinator resource manual and resource library, where you can find ideas for events and activities to help your students in navigating the process of planning and paying for college. And you can see that link here to go to our website to register for that. And if you have questions about this program, about any of them, whether that's Apply Missouri, FAFSA Frenzy, or Decision Day, please email our Journey to College team at journeytocollege@dhewd.mo.gov for more information. I'd also like to highlight the FAFSA completion project. So this is the program that can allow counselors and school districts to see student level FAFSA data. To do this, school districts can register with us. They'll complete a FAFSA data access agreement with our department, and then they'll designate users that are staff at the school, and they will have access to a high school FAFSA report for the school. It will list the student's name, birth date, and then FAFSA completion status. So you can see who has submitted a FAFSA. You'll be able to see if they're good to go, if they're missing a signature, if there's some kind of error. And this whole system can help you to do individualized targeted FAFSA outreach by determining who might need some more help to get their FAFSA filed, maybe who hasn't even started, help them get going, or you can connect students who are selected for verification to resources that they might need to help facilitate that process. So to learn more about the FAFSA completion project, visit dhewd.mo.gov/FAFSA-completion. And that will take you to the webpage with all of the information for the FAFSA completion project. You can also email FAFSA completion project at dhewd.mo.gov. So I will pause for a second and see if there are any questions. And there are not any. So My contact information is on the slide. You can reach me at kara.britsky@dhewd.mo.gov or by calling 573-522-6782. Please reach out if you have any questions at all about the Show Me FAFSA challenge, or if you'd like more information about any of the things that I mentioned today. I hope you have a great day.